And now, for the moment you've all been waiting for.
I want to see the chat blow up with energy. Like, come on, people. Let's get hype. If you're ready, let's go.
The disappearance of Juanita Migwans. Early life. Juanita Migwans was a resident of McChee-Jang First Nation on Manitoulin Island, Ontario. The daughter of Morris Ashcroft and Carmelita Migwans, she was close to her family and often stayed at her mother's residence. Tragically, she lost her brother Michael in 2021. Herself a mother, Juanita dreamt of becoming a social worker. While she attended college in the hopes of making this a reality, she fell into the drug world, which derailed her plans. According to her loved ones, she hadn't done well since. Disappearance. Juanita last spoke to her father on September 25, 2024, and it's reported her last bank transaction occurred the following day. She didn't have her cell phone, bank or credit cards, or any form of identification on her at the time she went missing. Sources vary as to the last time Juanita was physically seen. However, it's agreed the date was October 2, 2024. Most reports say she was seen walking near Oak Hill Drive and Highway 551 at 10:30 a.m., while others state it was closer to 5 p.m. along Riverside Drive. Upon an investigation being launched into her disappearance, an unnamed person went to police to say they'd spoken to Juanita on the phone 2 days later. A missing persons report was officially filed on October 7, 2024. Search. The investigation into Juanita's disappearance is being jointly conducted by the United Chief and Councils of Manitoulin, UCCM, Anishinaabe Police, and the Manitoulin Detachment of the Ontario Provincial Police, OPP. Officers have conducted numerous ground and aerial searches, and they've gone door to door in the community. Residents have been asked to search outbuildings on their properties, in the off chance she sought shelter in one of them. About a month after she went missing, Juanita's family held a prayer vigil at Lions Head Beach. A dedicated tip line was launched by the OPP in January 2025 in the hopes of gathering additional information about the case. Unfortunately, few clues have emerged, with some residents reluctant to speak to the authorities, given a general distrust of police in the community. There was a tip called in that stated the missing woman was in Wikwemikong First Nation, but nothing came of it. In May 2025, around 100 volunteers gathered on Manitoulin Island to search for Juanita, including those from the Central Manitoulin Fire Department and Wiki Surveillance. For 5 hours, they looked through swamps, riverbeds, and bogs, but no evidence was found. Juanita's family fears she may have been abducted by drug dealers, given her use of illicit substances, and the region's growing drug trade. The case has raised awareness about dealers from the Greater Toronto Area, GTA, infiltrating northern Ontario communities via Highway 17, which is part of the Trans-Canada Highway. Details. Juanita Winnie Migwans was last seen on October 2, 2024, on Manitoulin Island, Ontario, Canada, in McChee-Jang First Nation. She was 30 years old, and she was last seen wearing a light-colored jacket and dark pants. At the time of her disappearance, Juanita had a thin build, standing at 5 feet 6 inches and weighing 100 pounds. She has brown hair and brown eyes. Dozens of volunteers will be searching on Manitoulin Island Saturday for a woman who hasn't been seen in 7 months. Juanita Winnie Migwans, then 30 years old, of Michigang First Nation, disappeared in October. Her family has repeatedly posted about her on social media over the winter, hoping some clues would emerge. "It's all I think about. Was all I think about," said her aunt, Mary Dale Ashcroft. "I'd get up in the morning and think, what am I going to post about Winnie today? Because it's so important to keep her face out there, and when I went to bed, it was, what am I going to post tomorrow?" And now, with the melting of the snow, and with the help of the Michigang Fire Department, they've decided to search around the community. "It's hard to say that we hope to find her, because we know what that means if we find her, but we don't know what else," said Ashcroft. "If she isn't deceased, where is she? Is she in a human trafficking ring, and we don't want her suffering through that for who knows how long?" Anyone is welcome to join in the search, which starts 10 a.m. Saturday from the Michigang Fire Hall. Ashcroft says the Ontario Provincial Police recently followed up on a tip about Migwans in Wikwemikong, but nothing came of it. She said a $100,000 reward is being offered for information on her niece's whereabouts, and there are plans to put up billboards with her picture. Anyone with information about this case can call the OPP anonymous tip line 1-833-9419010. Juanita Winnie Migwans, a 31-year-old Indigenous woman from Michigang First Nation on Manitoulin Island, has been missing since October 4, 2024. She was last seen walking along Riverside Drive in Michigan. She disappeared without her phone, identification, or personal belongings. Her sudden disappearance has left her family and community deeply concerned. If you have any information on this case, do the right thing. Call the tip line. Any information is valuable, no matter how small you believe it may be. See something, say something. This is 12 Gauge from 12 Gauge Investigative. Be on the lookout for Juanita Migwans. Till we speak again, remember to stay safe and watch your six.